Deep within a forgotten vault lay a collection that defied belief, a silent assembly of skulls gathered by an emperor's command. Each one once held the thoughts and prayers of a powerful religious leader. This is not a relic of reverence but a monument to a chilling obsession. You are about to uncover the full story of the emperor's collection of religious leaders' skulls, a true historical mystery where faith collided with absolute power. We will investigate the shadowy figure behind this grisly archive and explore the terrifying question of why he targeted the most spiritually influential people of his age. What does it truly mean when a ruler sees holy men not as guides, but as trophies? The man who built this silent hall of skulls was Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia, a ruler who forged a sprawling empire from a patchwork of warring kingdoms. His reign, stretching from the late 19th into the early 20th century, was a period of immense transformation. He is celebrated as a modernizer, the leader who fended off European colonizers and ushered his nation into the contemporary world. Yet this same progressive monarch is the one who ordered the gathering of these specific sacred remains. To understand this contradiction, we must look at his complex relationship with the powerful Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The Church was not just a spiritual authority, it was a colossal political and economic force, its vast landholdings and influence rivaling the throne itself. Menelik was undoubtedly a devout Christian, but he was also a pragmatist. He needed the Church's support to unify his empire, yet he could not allow its leaders to challenge his ultimate authority. This is where the theories about his motivations begin to diverge sharply. One school of thought suggests the collection was an act of profound, if macabre, reverence. In this view, these were not trophies of conquest but holy relics, the skulls of respected abbots and bishops preserved to sanctify his own rule and legacy. Another, more chilling interpretation casts Menelik as a calculating strategist. By possessing the physical remains of these spiritual leaders, he held a powerful symbolic check against the living. It was a permanent, grim reminder of his ultimate power over both the earthly and the spiritual realms. The primary historical sources, mostly chronicles written by court historians, are frustratingly silent on the specific purpose of the collection. They note its existence without explaining its intent, leaving us with a puzzle built from the character of a king who was both a pious believer and an uncompromising sovereign. So which was he in this endeavor, a preserver of faith or a suppressor of dissent? The answer may not be a simple one, and it lies in the very nature of the men whose skulls he chose to keep. So who exactly were these men, chosen for this silent congregation? The collection was not a random assortment, but a curated gallery of spiritual authority. The skulls reportedly belonged to the highest echelons of religious leadership. Within the ornate chests lay the remains of powerful bishops and monastic abbots from the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, men who commanded the devotion of thousands and controlled vast tracts of land. But the reach of this collection may have extended far beyond the Christian faith. Persistent rumors suggest it also held the skulls of respected Muslim imams, whose influence spanned important trade routes and even revered rabbinical scholars from Ethiopia's ancient Jewish community. Each of these men in life was a pillar of their community, a figure whose word could sway public opinion and challenge imperial decrees. Their spiritual power was also political power. An abbot could refuse to supply troops from his monastery's lands. An imam could rally a merchant guild to oppose a new tax. A Jewish scholar's interpretation of law could determine the loyalty of an entire district. By targeting such figures, the collection struck at the very heart of communal identity and resistance. One named figure often whispered in connection to this archive is Abuna Petros, a bishop who openly opposed certain state policies and paid for his defiance with his life. Another is Sheikh Mohammed, a prominent Muslim leader whose growing authority in the eastern provinces was seen as a direct threat to the crown's control. Their stories follow a similar arc. a rise to prominence based on genuine piety and influence, followed by a sudden, brutal end ordered by the state. They were not killed for their faith itself, but for the potent challenge their leadership presented to a single, unifying imperial authority. This transforms the collection from a mere cabinet of curiosities into something far more deliberate. It becomes a map of conquered descent, a physical registry of every major spiritual power center that Menelik II had to subdue to forge his empire. But what truly moves a man to build such a silent, chilling archive? To decode the emperor's motive is to look into a profound psychological puzzle. One compelling theory paints the collection as the ultimate trophy room. In this view, each skull was a stark symbol of a rival power center neutralized. It was a brutal, permanent declaration that no authority, not even that of a beloved spiritual leader, could stand against the throne. The act of preserving the head, the seat of thought and speech, was a deliberate form of posthumous humiliation, a way to possess the very source of the challenge itself. Historical accounts of Menelik's decisiveness support this. He was a ruler who acted with finality against rebellions, and this collection could be the logical, if gruesome, extension of that mindset, a library of his conquered foes. Yet another, more superstitious possibility exists. What if this was not about humiliation but about harnessing power? In a world where relics of saints were believed to hold divine grace, perhaps Menelik sought to capture and control the spiritual energy of these powerful men. By keeping their skulls close, he might have believed he was drawing their sanctity into his own court, using their accumulated spiritual authority to protect his reign and legitimize his dynasty. This theory casts the collection not as a profane trophy case, but as a deeply superstitious form of relic veneration, albeit one he directed and controlled. This is the core contradiction we must confront. The same chest that could represent reverence for a holy man's remains could also represent the ultimate subjugation of his voice. The difference lies entirely in the emperor's private intention. Was he a devotee preserving saints, or a sovereign cataloging his subdued enemies? The answer may be that he was both, a man for whom faith and power were so deeply intertwined that he could not separate the veneration of spiritual power from the absolute need to possess and control it. This collection stands as a permanent, silent testament to that terrifying fusion. This brings us to the great historical hunt for the skulls themselves. Separating documented fact from sensational legend is like trying to grasp smoke. The story of the collection is built on a foundation of compelling, yet frustratingly elusive, evidence. We have the powerful and consistent oral traditions passed down through generations in Ethiopia, stories so detailed they name specific emperors and religious figures. These are supported by the writings of medieval chroniclers, court historians whose job was to record the great deeds of their rulers. Yet these chroniclers were also prone to exaggeration, often blending factual events with symbolic acts meant to project an image of absolute power. Their accounts note the existence of such a collection but rarely provide the concrete details a modern investigator craves. The question then becomes, has any physical proof ever been found? The answer is shrouded in mystery. There are persistent rumors of European travelers in the 19th and early 20th centuries claiming to have seen ornate chests in the imperial treasury that supposedly contain the skulls. Yet no definitive archaeological discovery has ever been publicly verified. No museum holds a skull with a placard reading from the Emperor Menelik's collection. The artifacts that could potentially be linked, such as specific reliquaries or royal inventories, remain within guarded private collections or have been lost to time, their contents a subject of intense speculation. This lack of hard evidence is precisely what has allowed folklore to flourish. Over the centuries, the story has transformed, taking on new layers with each retelling. In some local tales, the skulls are not silent but are said to whisper, their spiritual power forever trapped within the vault. The modern mystery we grapple with today is a complex tapestry, woven from threads of historical possibility, the agendas of ancient storytellers, and the powerful human attraction to a truly unforgettable, chilling tale. The legend persists not in spite of the missing evidence, but almost because of it, inviting each new generation to look into the shadows of history and wonder what truths they might still conceal. The story of the Emperor's collection leaves us standing at the crossroads of history and legend. We are left with the image of a complex ruler, Emperor Menelik II, a man both revered and feared, who may have sought to solidify his power by gathering the most potent symbols of authority he could find. We see the powerful religious leaders, the bishops, the imams, and the scholars, transformed from living pillars of their communities into silent trophies in a macabre archive. And we are left with the enduring, haunting question of their final resting place, a physical mystery that has melted into the mists of time. This dark tale speaks volumes about the absolute nature of power, revealing a chilling truth that when a state seeks to dominate every aspect of life, even the sacred can be co-opted and turned into a tool of control. The relationship between throne and altar is never simple, and here it reaches its most terrifying extreme. So we turn the final question over to you. Do you believe the Emperor's collection of skulls was a real, physical testament to his authority, or has it always been a powerful metaphor that grew into legend? And what other historical mysteries, those shadows where fact and folklore blur, capture your imagination? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you are drawn to these journeys into the forgotten corners of the past, be sure to subscribe for more.